Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Diane and my passion is painting and creating in my studio. Every day I share a video with you on YouTube in which I paint and create all sorts of nature-inspired pictures. I also share loads of tips on how to make the most of your painting journey, interrupted fairly frequently by our family of dogs, cats, chickens and sheep. So welcome on board, click subscribe and turn on notifications and let's learn to paint watercolour. So for this drawing of a poppy, painting of a poppy, I'm going to use very few colours. I've decided to go for Old Holland Bright Red for the colour of the actual poppy. Now this is a common poppy and it has 4 petals like every other poppy. So it's quite simple to paint actually once you get into it. The centre I'm going to do in Payne's Grey, not dead black, because Payne's Grey is a very, very dark grey colour and it's a little bit more subtle than black. And the leaves we're going to do with olive green mixed with quinacridone gold. And there's going to be quinacridone gold also in the petals of the poppy too. And to do this painting I'm going to use a very inexpensive brush. This is student grade synthetic nylon brush size 3 from Drawwell, and they're available if you care to contact them in Japan. They will send them to you at a very reasonable price with a very reasonable postage and all the customs and everything included, and the details are in the description below. So that's what I'm going to use to do this painting with. I decided I would give it a workout and see how well it did, and I think it's going to turn out just fine. So first of all we're going to just draw 4 petals in paint. So I'm just picking up a little bit of quinacridone gold and painting in the shape of the 4 petals, leaving some space in the middle for the dark area in the centre. And then I'm going to pick up some Payne's Grey and I'm going to put that in the centre, and I'm just dabbing it in repeatedly with the end of the brush so that I can build up some texture and some darkness there. And then having done that, I'm going to go to the bright red and I'm going to drop that into the quinacridone gold and let that bleed a bit so that it forms naturally the different shades of the colours of the petals. And then we're going to let that run and generally adjust itself, let the water do the work. Meanwhile, I'm going to pick up some olive green mixed with a little bit of quinacridone gold, and I'm going to just very simply draw in a stem and then dash in some leaf indications of leaves. The leaves are very deeply indented on the poppy, so scribbling them in like this is a good idea. And then for the second one, I've started with quinacridone gold, and then I'm going to drop in some olive green and let that run into the leaf there. And while that's drying, I'm going to just quickly do a seed head for this poppy, which I'm going to do in in olive green, and then a little bit of Payne's grey to make it a little bit darker there where the shadow should be. And then I'm doing a bud, an opening bud, which is going to be the bright red plus olive green. And when the two meet together, you get the impression of the outside of the bud there over the flower, which is going to emerge. And I'm just going to indicate the stem. And all the while this is drying, the flower itself, and I'm going to take the remnant of my Staedtler Carat Aquarelle pencil, which is a brilliant watercolour pencil. This melts really well into damp paint, and I'm going to just draw in the spiky bits in the centre of the poppy there using this pencil. And if you haven't got one of these, the details are in the description below the painting, and you can just pop across to Amazon and pick yourself up a set of these. Very, very handy for emphasising darks in a way that I really like it, because it's kind of a little bit graphic, and I am quite keen on graphic elements in my paintings. So having done that, I'm quite pleased with that, and so I'm going to share that with you. This is my practice work. It's on a scrap of paper that has failed painting on the other side. There's a bit of tape down the edge here. It's not a painting that I'm going to call a masterpiece, but it does show you, and I'll just show you this as well. We will do some more work on poppies, because I know a lot of people struggle with them, but they needn't be difficult. Like I say, if you practice drawing a poppy, the 4 petals and the centres, and just very, very, lightly indicate the shape of the flower, then you will be set to achieve a good result. So I'll put the sketch of this on the website for you to download free of charge if you would like to, and you can practice painting poppies. And at the end of this video there will be a photo of the poppy actually when it's dry, because at the moment it's still wet. I'm going to leave it alone to do its thing. When it's nearer to being dry, I'll probably put some lights into the centre there with a white pen, just to liven it up a little bit. But I'm quite pleased with the way these two came out, and they're already dry, so I'm not going to interfere with that anymore. That's just a motif, and I'll leave it with you to practice that. So I've got lots of other poppy videos. In fact, the studio got started with a poppy video that pretty much went through the roof. As far as we're concerned, it was through the roof, and it's got about 20,000 views now. Take a look at that one if you like. If you want to do really, really loose work, that's a good place to start. And so I'll leave you with that to be thinking about, and I hope that's helpful. And I will see you back here tomorrow. So have fun today painting, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now, everyone. Bye-bye.